Well, I guess my first question is, you're a successful woman, you have a family. What made you say yes to coming back?
I said yes because it was another All-Star season. I wanted to give the fans a little bit more. And, it's pandemic, it's All-Stars. And I thought, well, why not? It's my last hurrah. I'll have fun with it and just come back and see what I can do.
For sure. Now, obviously, this is the first time you've been voted out before Kaysar. Why do you think this was different? And I know you tried to make some deals, but it seems like they just didn't want to believe that you were a good shield for them. Why do you think that didn't work and they wanted you out?
Just because I'm a big name. And I think I'm a huge target, a big name. Everyone's scared that I was going to win some sort of power. They're scared of They're scared of the powers, the America's vote. They're threatened by that because they don't know if it's going to help them out or hurt them in the game.
It seemed like you and Dani wanted to work together, but you couldn't get on the same page. Did you want to work with her in the game?
I absolutely did want to work with Janelle initially. But she was so cemented in that alliance, and I have Kaysar that I have to protect. So it was like, how is this going to work out? Like, she's with the people that would target me and Kaysar. But if things were differently, if I didn't have Kaysar, I would have absolutely tried to get in that alliance, obviously, day one.
Yeah. You tried to tell people how close Danielle and Nicole were, but did people not believe you or they just didn't care?
People are not, like I tried telling people like Danielle and Nicole are best friends outside of this house. I told that to Christmas yesterday and I hope it's registering in her brain. But people for whatever reason don't sometimes believe what I say, and I don't know what it is because I'm trying to help them out in the game. But I don't know why people don't believe me.
Yeah, actually, you had some pretty interesting conversations with David that I don't think we understood as fans. I don't think you probably understood. Do you think he's cut out for this game?
David should not be in an all-star cast. David should be on a newbie cast. He should be who's never played the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He lasted one day in the house. I've been on 4 seasons. Danielle Donato, 3 seasons. Nicole, 3 seasons. Like, why was he there? I mean, what the hell? This guy is not cut out for the show, and he's not a good player.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. So Memphis claimed he was with like the old school players, but he was actually kind of playing with the new schoolers too. What do you think of his game at this point?
I think his game's great. I mean, great for him, great game move. I'm not upset with him in any way. And, I think he is doing really well in the game, and I'm happy for him.
I think you made a really good point that we saw in the feeds, that you said that these new schoolers kind of always want to do what the HOH wants, whereas like old school realizes like the HOH doesn't really have power after nominations. Was that frustrating for you?
It's extremely frustrating that no one wants to do anything in the house, that no one wants to make any game moves, and they want to go with the house. I don't do that shit. The vote should have been 6-5 just to throw everyone off. Even if you're voting out Kaysar, like switch it up a little bit. Make it interesting for the viewers and the fans. Like at the end of the day, I'm here to help out the show. So like, let's do something. But these people are like, well, we should ask the HOH. It's just, the new school players are, they're a bunch of babies.
I mean, it did seem in the last few days we saw in the feed that Tyler, Cody, Enzo, they started to realize that keeping you around would be smarter for them. But I think they just didn't want to upset the whole alliance. Who do you think in that group, that bigger group, will turn on each other first?
I think Memphis will turn against the guys eventually. I think the 4 that I pointed out are the closest 4.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas and Memphis to me are a fractured thing. The 4 of them have so many internal relationships outside of the house and inside. You would be crazy to think that they would ever turn on each other.
Yeah. So obviously you and Kaysar are just beloved by fans, past players. I feel like it was kind of the highlight of the season just to see you guys playing together again. What did it mean to be back in the house with him? And have you guys stayed in touch over the years, or were you trying to play it off? Like what was your relationship, I think, going in?
So Kaysar moved to the Middle East for a while, and I did lose touch with him for years because of, you know, growing my family, getting married. He was, of course, invited to my wedding. And we stayed in touch just periodically, but he doesn't stay in touch with alumni in general very much. So it was so amazing to see him in the house again, because seeing him in the house was just like it was 15 years ago for us. It's the same relationship. It's a working relationship in the house, and it's one of the most interesting relationships I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys just picked up where you left off.
Yeah, totally.
It's cool. Speaking of weddings, it seems like Nicole uninvited you to hers. But on a scale of like 1 to 10, how much does that factor into your life?
I mean, I was never going to go anyway. I appreciated the save the date card and the wedding invite, but I was never going to that wedding. I mean, when she backstabbed Rachel Riley, she completely lost me as a friend, period.
Were you surprised to get the save the date?
I wasn't surprised to get it, because she's one of those people where she tries to be, you know, popular or whatever. So she's gonna invite the alumni or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure Dan and Derek got an invite too, people like that, but I wasn't going.
When she picked you as a have-not and kind of threw that comment out there, what were you thinking? Were you thinking to respond, or were you just like, let me not respond to this?
I wanted to rip her to shreds, is what I was thinking.
I think we were all thinking that.
I wanted to make her cry, because it's very easy to do so, you know, but at the end of the day, I should be nice. I'm a mother of 3, so I didn't do it.
Your eviction speech was very classy too. Had you thought about throwing anything else in there?
I thought about throwing Danielle and Nicole Franzel's game out the window and blowing up my relationship with Danielle outside of the house. But I figured I'm not going to do that. Let Dani win. If Danielle Donato wins the game, I would feel extremely happy for her. You know, career-wise, she doesn't have a lot going on, and she probably really needs the money. So I was like, I'm not going to do that to Dani. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Fans love to see how close you and Bailey got. What drew you to her, and are you guys going to stay friends?
I saw a lot of myself in Bailey. She's just I like the way she plays the game. She's not like unfortunately she is with a Davon, and that's fine, but Davon plays differently than Bailey. Bailey is more of a straight shooter, and she's extremely loyal. And to me, those are huge, huge assets and things in the game that I really love to see. And that's what drew me to Bailey. It was just, she's just the sweetest, nicest. I think I will always be friends with Bailey. I absolutely adore her.
So who are you rooting for, and who do you think has the best shot to win?
I'm rooting for Kaysar and Bailey and Ian, obviously. But I don't think, you know, I just don't, and Enzo. But I just don't know that they can get it together and break up that alliance. Like, I'm very worried that they're not strong enough to do so. I think Memphis and Danielle could win the game.
So I guess, are you done with Big Brother now? Are you officially retired, or you might have one more in you?
I was retired in January of this year, right? And then I get this call this winter or whatever. And I'm like, well, let me think about it. You know, so things change. You know, you can say you're done with something, and then something presents itself, and then it changes. Never say never, I guess. I'll always take the phone call. I'll always think about it.
For sure. And obviously, I know you're a huge Survivor fan. You would be totally interested in doing that.
I would like die to do Survivor. Are you kidding me? That is my show. I love it. I'm obsessed with Survivor.
Would you want to play with newbies or like other like old school Survivor players?
I'd want to play with the old school. I mean, I'm a huge Boston Rob fan, obviously. I love Rupert. I love all the old school players. My favorite season is Pearl Islands. I mean, that was years ago. So yeah, the old school players would definitely be someone that I would want to work with.
I know fans would love that. And people also on social media are thinking that they want you to do like some kind of real estate show. Would you ever do that?
I would. You know what's funny is when I got the phone call for this, I saw the 818 and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I'm getting called for house hunters. So, like, and it was like the big brother call and I was like, oh, really? You want me to come back a fourth time? What? But I would absolutely do, I mean, real estate's my passion. I absolutely like love real estate. It's all I talk about. So yeah, I would do a real estate show in a heartbeat. Yep.